Hey everyone, this is Kim Quady with KimPlaysWithPaper.com. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Mesa, Arizona, and every Tuesday morning I go live here on my Facebook page, my Facebook business page. The time changed for you guys, but it did not change for us here in Arizona, so it is 8:30. I call it Arizona time because I just really... it gets kind of confusing, but at least I don't have to change and everyone else has to figure it out. Good morning. Thanks for joining me. Hey, Adrian. Thanks for popping in today. Sandy, good morning. Each Tuesday, I try to show you what I've been working on my craft table. Good morning, Deb. And I am working on the Stampin' Up's Waves of the Ocean collection. Good morning, Brenda. So we all know that a new Stampin' Up! Catalog is coming live for customers to shop from May 3rd. I know that's a long time to wait, but in the meantime, Stampin' Up! Has released a kind of a sneak peek of a collection. It's a stamp set and a die bundle and some other while supplies last opportunities. Good morning, Kathy. Good morning, Sue. So I've been playing with that and just sharing some of the things that I've been making. So I won't chat about it anywhere. I'll show it to you, put you down to my desk, and I also participated in a swap with those, so I'll show you those swaps as well. Good morning, Fran. So thanks for popping in. You get the Waves of Inspiration stamp set, cling stamp set, the Waves dies, and those will be in Stampin' Up's next annual catalog, but you can purchase them now as a bundle or as a collection, and those will always be available. There are some limited time only products, and these are really fun. They're really great accompaniments. The Waves of the Ocean 12 by 12 designer series paper. This stuff is gorgeous, and it's only while supplies last, so I love it. And if you are a beach ocean lover, I think you will love this designer series paper as well. Pacific Point, Night of Navy, and Granny Apple Green. These are all of the designs, waters, waves. There's a really cool video that Stampin' Up! Released on how this paper was created. So you'll see that I've used some of these designs in my cards, and other creators have used them as well. So it's the Waves of the Ocean 12 by 12 designer series paper, available only while supplies last. Now, one of my favorite things, hi Joy, thanks for popping in, and Colleen, I love foil. I am a foil hoarder. So this, the blue foil specialty papers also available. There's silver in that, as well as Night of Navy, and then a Coastal Cabana. So you get all of those as well. That is another while supplies last. And then last but not least, you have to have jewels. So we have the Rhinestone Waves basic jewels, and these are while supplies last as well. So let me first share the swap cards that I received from a recent swap that I did, and then I'll show you some of mine, and I will make one today. So this first card is from Teresa Newlieb. She's out of Illinois. So she used those Waves dies with the foil specialty paper, then cut them apart and put them on panels layered on that silver foil with the stitched rectangles. Very, very pretty. And that has a different open like that too. So these dies are just, especially with the foil, just actually absolutely gorgeous. I know, it is a nice layout, isn't it, Fran? Just think about all the other designer series papers you have or pattern papers, and you could switch that up any way you want. And that's what I love, is the inspiration of different layouts. Now this one's amazing. This is by Chris Kilkenny. So this is what it looks like flat, but you pull it open and it's, isn't that amazing? Using all of the elements of that collection and the bundle, and a fun fold as well. A little bit of, I know my friend Dawn, foil, foil, foil. We just love foil. So there's by Chris Kilkenny. Here's another one with a great layout. This one is done by Jen Morgano, another of the panels. So she cut up the designer series paper and layered them on little panels with the Tasteful Textile 3D embossing folder. Heat emboss that cinnamon and silver, and this lovely ribbon right here. I have also used that. Yes, just these are just amazing, amazing cards. This one is by Tina. Good morning, Avino. Thanks for popping in. Uses the wave and pieces from, oh, look at those pebbles. Those are jewels in the mini catalog. You used a little bit of glitter. Looks like that, the glitter embossing paste. So that's by Tina. And this card is by Jeanette Howard. It has a belly band, so you slide the belly band off and then open it up inside, and it's a step card with more of that foil. So that's beautiful, and uses all that 12 by 12 designer series paper and lots of pieces from the dies. It's fun to participate in the swaps so that you get some different ideas, and everybody just does something a little bit differently with every stamp set and every collection. All right, the next card is by Lauren Mcmillan. Again, those beautiful dies in the foil, clouds, stamp the inside. If you can see the sparkle in there, that's really beautiful. Good morning, Veronica. Thank you for popping in. This card is by Rachel Kuhn. I, again, just cut out the wave and layered it and did a little bit of white heat embossing on the label with the happy birthday. I think this set is good for both men and women, but especially if you need some masculine cards, this works really well. The last swap card I received it's a slimline card with a coordinating envelope, and there's some of that foil on that label. And stamped inside, "You're totally awesome." Yes, Monica, they're all really cool. And it's just so very easy. If anybody needs some of the dimensions, I can try to give those to you. This card was created by Melissa Thomas. Let me grab the card I made for the swap. This is the card that I created. I'm missing one piece. I did add a piece of that foil on here, and this is the one we'll be making today. But that was my part of the swap. Now, I've also laid out all the pieces and have been creating, so I'll just share some of those. These will also be on my blog. This, I like to take different layouts that I have around my craft room, card samples I've gotten from people, and create other cards. So this was one of them. This is that fun fold. And so it uses the bark 3D embossing folder. I stamped right on the designer series paper, stamped the pelican and cut him out and stamped on the designer series paper. A little bit of foil right there as an accent. Thank you, everyone. I'm I'm usually a clean and simple stamper, so that's how I design. Now this one I created with the waves and the foil. I used the Stampin' Up! Blending brushes and the Daffodil Delight ink and sponged that and then stamped the wave and then die cut the waves and put our pelican. I love pelicans, love watching them dive in the ocean for all of their food. They're really interesting birds. And this one, I took the panels, kind of taking ideas from the other cards and layered them, this fun kind of ribbon. And then I used the Timeless Tropical for the palm trees because I needed some thank you cards and thought that would work really well. So it's really fun to combine, see what you combine other sets you have with the new products as well. Kind of the same idea, but this time I just stamped the wave and then stamped the sentiment on top of that. And then just very basic piece of designer series paper, a little bit of vellum, and stamped the wave and the sentiment. Quick and easy. I can plop a lot of these in the mail. I know when I turn the calendar over to the next month, I just, you have to make a bunch of cards in a hurry in this one. This one would work for that. Alrighty. So those are some fun samples. The exciting thing to know is that stamp set and the dies, just a reminder, the Waves of Inspiration stamp set will be available in the new upcoming catalog, but you can get it now as well as the dies. The whole collection with the stamp set, the dies, both papers, and the jewels is $79.25. And judging from all the samples, I don't think you'll run out of ideas. All right, so here's the card. I did use the Night of Navy base cut, so that's going to be 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And I have a piece of basic white cut at 5 1/4 by 4, and I ran that through the Bark 3D embossing folder. When it runs this way, to me, it looks like waves. So I think that's pretty cool. It just adds a lot of texture to it. I also have a Stitch So Sweetly die cut for that. A piece of the designer series paper, and you could use either side. That's the fun part, or sometimes it's the struggle. Which side do you use? You want to use both. So that piece is cut at 1.5 by 5 1/4. And then I have a little slim piece of foil, and that's at 5 1/4 by probably 1/4. And then I do have a piece for the inside. So it goes together pretty basic. Let me just fold that. Might use some glue to glue the designer series paper on here. Sometimes that works well with, especially because that's 3D. It gives, it really has a lot of dimension if you can see that in the paper. I also like to use my grid paper. I can line it up, and then so I want to go 2 squares over, so I know that I can check the top and the bottom for that. Because I'm a classic, I don't always get it on straight as much as I try. I do my best, but and then I'm the glue gal that sometimes I get too much glue and it squirts out everywhere. So but it will work. It will work. Yeah, the bark folder, I used, it's good for trees, but who would have thought that it looks like water? But so I'm lining it up and lining it up, and then just going to give it a push. And the good thing about glue is that you can, you have just a couple secs to move it around. So I'll put that aside. Well, actually, no, let's get our glue dots out, and that's how I'm going to put this little piece of foil on. Just press the foil to the glue dot, put 3 or 4 of them on there, and then just snuggle it up to the edge. I didn't overlap. I just kind of snuggled it right close. And I just think, you know, when we're done, you'll see it just adds a little bit of, hey, good morning, Linda. Thanks for popping in. It just adds a little bit more because that's the original card. And then I had the idea of putting that foil on. And then it's just basic stamping after that with my Night of Navy ink pad and our little pelican friend. Let's get that Stitch So Sweetly. I love those Stitch So Sweetly dies. They just give a little bit of, you could cut it in a rectangle if you don't have them, but so I'm just going to do a tap, tap, tap. And just put him in the middle somewhere. He's looking for some fish for breakfast. All right. And then the happy birthday sentiment, also in Night of Navy. You know, swap cards, I do try to make sure that it's something that's that could be replicatable. I also like to, I had to do my sentiment on my grid paper before. All right, so we have that. You know, it doesn't look like I have my linen thread. Let me grab that. Good thing that everything in my craft room is so close. All right, let's go ahead and put this on. So you can see it just goes together really quickly, and you'll be able to get those cards in the mail. You can make a bunch of them all at one time. Again, I'm going to use some glue on that. Put it on my Night of Navy card base. See if I can get it on there straight or close to straight anyway. All right. Let me grab some of the linen thread. I like to wrap it around several times and kind of use, good morning, Dawn, thanks for popping in. And I use a scissor sometime to try to unwrinkle that twine just a little bit, that linen thread. All right, it's not gonna stay on. All right. So I'm gonna wrap my linen thread around, kind of maybe hook it in one of these little notches from the die, swing it around and tie a bow. Let me see if I can grab it right up here. Thanks everyone for popping in today. I've had a lot of fun with this suite, and I still have way more to go, but I wanted to get, I'd been working on the cactus cards, and there's just so many things to play with that even though this has been out for a couple of weeks, I hadn't had a chance to really do it justice. So, all right. And then I'm going to grab some dimensionals. I know it's kind of painful watching other people tie bows sometimes. Good morning, April. Thanks for popping in. Put a bunch of dimensionals on the back so it stands up nicely on the card. And then I still have an inside piece to go and some trimming. But has anybody purchased this yet? Also, did you know that the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine is on sale this month for 20% off, as well as 12 die bundles that fit in that. So message me if you need more information. Okay, so we also need jewels. We need the jewels. and they're in my pile of stuff. Here they are, the Rhinestone Waves Basic Jewels, in all the colors. So I'll grab out my take your pick tool, and we try to decide which ones I want and where to put them. And it's kind of a matter of personal choice, wherever you want them, wherever. But I just think, you know, it just adds a little bit of visual to that. So this was, oh, good, Deb, you'll have yours tomorrow, and Sue, you have it too. So those are the two, one with the foil and one without. I think the foil adds a bunch, and you can, you know, I know, Dawn, starting with the suite, I started with the stamping first, and then I went to the die cutting, so I've barely gotten into the dies, so so there's just so much more. There's heat embossing with the wave, just a ton of different things that are in my head. So here's for the inside of the card. This comes with a little bit of another bird, so I'm going to try to do 3 birds in the corner without getting any halos. Oh, and I did it. And then we'll put some Stampin' Seal Plus on the back. But what's really fun is this will be available for another few months, and it'll give us a lot of time to play with it and come up with all kinds of different cards and techniques, especially if you are an ocean and sea lover. So there we are. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me. Remember, you can get the die bundle now, but the foils and the designer series paper and those lovely jewels, they are only while supplies last. So I just ordered another package of this yesterday, so I would be sure to have enough jewels. So if you have any questions about anything you saw today, please let me know. I would be happy to share or give you up measurements or close-up photos of whatever you need. But I really do thank you for spending part of your morning with me. Have a great Tuesday and the rest of the week and the weekend. See you next week. Bye-bye.